Hey there, happy Monday. This is your pal Munch with your daily leadership tip. So, leaders, can we talk about golfer Rory McIlroy for just a minute? If you don't follow golf and all you did was notice in the news this morning that Rory won his second consecutive Masters tournament, you may have just filed that away as an impressive achievement. But if you're a true fan of the sport and if you watched any of the Masters over the 4 days of the tournament, you know that it took an incredible amount for Rory to win this one. When he was entering the weekend, he had what seemed to be a fairly sizable lead. He was leading by 6 strokes starting his round on Saturday. And then by the end of his round on Saturday, he was tied for first. He, in fact, had lost a stroke. He had scored 1 over par. So now entering the final round, it was his tournament to lose. Suddenly, he didn't have a big lead. And suddenly, he had to summon all of his best physical play and all of his best mental discipline to prevail. And ultimately, prevail he did, winning by 1 stroke, even having to bogey the 18th and able to win. And it's interesting, when he was standing over that final putt, when he was putting for par and it was a really long putt, he got it so close to the hole it almost went in, and then he wouldn't have had to worry about that agonizing final tap in. But then his playing partner, Cam Young, had to finish his round. And while he finished, Rory stood over to the side, and the emotions were already starting to flow in. He knew that all he had to do was tap in a very short putt, and the trophy and the green jacket would be his again. What must have been going through his mind as he was fighting back tears, as he was wiping his face, as he was drying the sweat off of his hands, while he awaited that final putt. And somehow he managed to rechannel his emotion, his energy, and his focus into making sure that he closed out the victory. Putting on that second green jacket must have been so sweet. As leaders, we want to be passionate about the business that we are building and leading and growing. But we also have to channel that energy, because sometimes that passion, that surge of adrenaline, can work against us. And in the lowest of the lows, we have to summon the mental discipline to get back in the game and to do what it takes to get back on top. So study what Rory did over this past weekend and see how he came back when his game started to fail him and the competition started to outpace him, and see how he managed not only his physical talent, but also the mental game, because that is more than half the battle. Hey, you have a great day, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Peace out.